Holding open houses, a great way to waste time and ruin your weekend, or a highly productive lead generation activity? Let's discuss. Welcome to the channel. I'm Coach Max, and today I'm going to give you my best advice for advancement of your career in real estate sales. Over the past 20 years, I have excelled as a real estate agent, broker, coach, and mentor, closing and overseeing thousands of transactions while training hundreds of agents to elite level status. My goal is to help you become a top producer in your market. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe. When done correctly, holding an open house can be the best way to generate leads. Yes, even in modern times. Many real estate agents have given up on these long ago. If you ask them, you'll hear them say things like, "They're a waste of time, I have better things to do with my weekend," etc. Nothing positive. And for most agents, this is the truth. But it's only because they fail to hold productive open houses. They're missing key elements which make holding an open house effective. Let's look at this from the buyer's perspective. Why would they attend an open house when they can simply contact an agent to see any home for sale at any time? Well, first reason is sales resistance. Prospective buyers who are not quite ready to commit to the buying process nor working with an agent will be hesitant to call an office to schedule a showing. Why do you think that is? What do most agents do when they get the initial call from the prospective buyer? They try to qualify them over the phone. Buyers don't like that. They get questions like, have you already spoken to a lender? Have you been pre-approved? What's your employment situation? Does this home fit your price range? What do you know about the area? And so on. This makes the caller very uncomfortable in most cases, and they just want to see a house, not discuss their financial status. So oftentimes, at this stage, it's simply easier for these folks to attend an open house. And if you're the agent holding the open house and you engage them correctly, you will directly benefit from other agents' arrogance. The goal of holding an open house is to generate buyer leads, period. Most typical agents only hold open houses to satisfy their sellers, to expose the listing to the most potential buyers. They simply see it as another way to market their listing. Let's discuss the best listings to hold open. Maybe you don't have any listings of your own, or maybe you have several to choose from. If you don't have any of your own listings, oftentimes, agents in your own office will gladly allow you to hold their listings open. If no luck there, if you ask nicely, oftentimes agents from other brokerages will allow you to hold their listings open. 3 things we want to consider when selecting a property to hold open. Number 1, make sure the property is priced according to your goals. Number 2, ensure the property is located in a high traffic area. And number 3, ensure that the home shows well inside and out. Note, many agents will not hold homes located in gated communities open. The restriction to community access can impede marketing efforts, yes, but don't discount these homes just yet. Simply advertise as normal, and in addition, place a note or sign at the access point with your phone number. Prospects will have to contact you in order to gain access. And that can be great because you've already captured their information, which will allow you to skip the registration process. A little more about that later in the lesson. In order to have a successful open house, you must attempt to get as many attendees as possible. How do you get people to attend? You inform or invite as many as possible. Start by creating a flyer for the open house. You'll need 75 to 100 flyers. Next, you'll want to advertise online. Social media is great, especially a paid Facebook ad targeting the geographic area around the property. You will want to place a sign with the time and date at the property at least 2 days prior to the event. You'll want to knock on doors and invite 50 of the closest neighbors. If no answer, leave a flyer in the door. This should be done 1 to 2 days prior to the event. The morning of the event, you'll want to place as many directional signs around the neighborhood as you possibly can. If you're placing them in someone else's yard, you'll want to ask permission first. And then, of course, invite them to the open house. Balloons tied to signs will help draw attention to them. You can purchase a balloon kit from a store like Party City. This typically includes about 50 balloons, strings, and a tank of helium. You will want to place another attention grabber in the yard, such as a feather flag, inflatable cold air balloon, or something similar. Arrive on location at least 15 to 20 minutes prior to the start of the open house. At a minimum, you want to ensure lighting, temperature, smell, and appearance are pleasant, comfortable, and inviting. You can take extra steps to provide drinks and snacks, play soft music if you like. If the environment is comfortable, attendees tend to hang around longer, making interaction more meaningful. Be sure, in addition to flyers with property info and your contact information, to provide a list of similar competing homes for sale in the area. You'll need an open house register. This can be a simple paper sign-in sheet or something digital, such as a tablet, which will record their information and send it directly to your CRM. One of the most difficult parts of holding a productive open house is getting attendees to register and give you their contact information. There are a number of ways to make this process easier. Placing an exterior sign. Placing a sign on the exterior of the front door will warn attendees that they will be required, per the seller, to provide their contact information. This way, if they object to this, they can simply turn around and not enter the open house. Next is a physical barrier. Placing a physical barrier to entry is another great way to stop attendees from entering the house without signing in. A great tool is a simple folding 6-foot plastic table, which is easy to transport and set up. They can be purchased at Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, or similar stores for around $50. Simply place the table just a few feet in front of the door to act as a barrier. Cover with a tablecloth and have your sign-in clipboard or tablet there. This will imply that registration is required before entry. During the open house, you will want to position yourself at or near the table and remain there. Simply greet attendees upon arrival, inform them that the seller would like a record of everyone who attended the open house, ask them to sign in, then invite them to look around the house at their leisure. Help themselves to snacks or drinks if provided, and finally, ask them to provide any feedback or ask any questions they may have after touring the home. After touring the home, before the attendee exits, your goal is simply to engage them, to provide answers to any questions they might have, and to identify where they are in the home buying process. Simply ask the basic question, are you currently in the market for a new home? If so, ask if this home is a fit for their needs. If so, you can follow up by phone after the event to discuss making an offer. If it does not fit their needs, hand them a list of competing homes and ask what they think about these others in the area. Get permission to follow up. If they are not in the market, simply ask about their timeline and if you can keep in touch to provide valuable real estate information to help prepare them well in advance of their next home purchase. Follow-up is a critical element in conversion. Upon follow-up, you should be able to set a buyer consultation appointment, just as you learned in the buyer conversion lesson, with buyers who are in the market, or add anyone with a later timeline to your database. Either way, you should be able to capitalize on each and every attendee, either soon or in the future. In addition, you also made a huge impression on the neighbors you invited, and they all now have your contact information. If properly marketed, you could end up passively and proactively making up to 100 new real estate relevant contacts in just a few hours. Sometimes attendees will state that they are actively working with another real estate agent. This is typically just a result of sales resistance. Think about it. If they are actively in the market for a new home, and working closely with another professional agent, they would most likely not be attending open houses. I would gauge their level of commitment to the other agent, and if there is none, simply go into your buyer conversion conversation and highlight the benefits of working with a more intentional and effective approach. This is not an attempt to do anything unethical like stealing a client from another agent, but rather just to break down the sales resistance of the prospect. Summary: when performed correctly, holding open houses can be a highly productive lead generation activity. I have personally met a large portion of my database and sourced hundreds of buyer clients from holding open houses. Even in modern times, face-to-face meetings with prospective buyers at your listings will yield huge results. Proper care must be taken to engage prospects correctly and gather their contact information. Please like and subscribe to receive notifications as our new video lessons are being released. We look forward to our next lesson. Thank you and good luck.